HarperCollins presents Tales from Shakespeare by Michael Morpurgo, including Romeo and Juliet, performed by Georgia Landers and Assad Zaman, and A Midsummer Night's Dream, performed by Miles Jupp and Anne Odeke, with introductions by Michael Morpurgo.
Hello, my name is Michael Morpurgo, and I've written a book called Tales of Shakespeare that is based, of course, on the great plays of William Shakespeare. This tale is based on Romeo and Juliet, a play about warring families and forbidden love. I really hope you enjoy watching the story as much as I loved retelling it. There are lots of different ways you can interpret Shakespeare's plays and characters. My tales from Shakespeare are full of ideas about what I have thought the characters and the stories are like. You might have very different ideas, very different notions, and you might even want to try to put them down, as I've done. See what you think. I hope you'll do it.
In the city of Verona, and this was some time ago now,
400 years at least,
there were two rival families, the Capulets and the Montagues.
They had disliked and despised each other longer than anyone could remember. No one inside or outside these families could recall the original cause for this ancient feud.
Certainly they were the two richest and most powerful families in the city. And so there was, anyway, a fierce rivalry and a deep mistrust between them.
But it was more than that. There was hatred.
Bitter hatred.
Sharpened over many years by humiliation and hurt.
And by killings too.
Both families had vengeance in their hearts, and they did not hide it. If a Capulet ever met a Montague in the street by accident, everyone knew there would be trouble.
Sometimes big trouble. Fights between them were common and could quickly get out of hand. Swords and daggers could be drawn.
Blood drawn, sometimes too. If even a servant from one house met a servant from the other, there would be fisticuffs, or worse.
Some parts of the city the Capulets thought of as theirs, and other areas belonged to the Montagues.
Stray into enemy territory and you were a target. It was like gang warfare in Verona those days.
The streets were dangerous places.
Every year, Lord Capulet put on a great party. It was the social shindig of the year, and everyone who was anyone in Verona...
unless, of course, they were Montagues.
...were invited.
But there was one young man who was desperate to go, welcome or not, because he knew that Rosaline, a girl he was very keen on, might be there.
But this young man...
Romeo, he was called.
...was not just any Montague. He was the son of Lord Montague himself, arch-enemy of Lord Capulet.
Romeo was hesitating about going. He knew well enough that it would be like walking into the lion's den. But his friend, Benvolio, was trying to persuade him it would be fine.
They could wear masks, as many did anyway at such parties, and no one would know who he was.
Romeo liked his friend. He knew he was a bit of a lad and liked living dangerously. But he did want to see Rosaline badly.
But Benvolio had other reasons for suggesting that Romeo should go. He knew this Rosaline girl had really got under the skin of his old friend. Romeo had been moping about for months now, becoming ever more solitary and miserable, because Rosaline had made it quite obvious she wanted nothing to do with him. Benvolio was worried about him and had the idea that if Romeo went along to this party, all the beauties of Verona were always there, he might find one of them who was so lovely that she would put Rosaline out of his mind for good, and then Romeo would be his old, happy-go-lucky self again.
In the end, Romeo was persuaded to go. He would see Rosaline. That was all that mattered to him. So he went along, with Benvolio and another of his best friends, Mercutio. All of them went masked, not looking for trouble, but ready for it.
Trouble wasn't long in coming. It all went well enough to begin with. No one recognised them in their masks. They were greeted warmly by Lord Capulet and everyone they met. The dancing had...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?